What's going down, cultivators? It's Steven here, dropping in with the Creativity Master. You mind introducing everybody to yourself?
Yes, of course. My name is Deborah Esther. And yes, my name is biblical. I know that. That is my name.
Awesome. So tell me, what's the story behind your come up as an artist? That is just who you are.
When people ask me that, I'm always confronted with like, do I answer this in a politically correct way?
Nah, just go.
Or do I
What's
answer
correct
with
to
the
you?
truth?
Yeah.
The answer is Jesus. It's not more complicated or less complicated than Jesus. Now, if you want to ask me more questions about that, then sure, but that's the answer.
That's awesome. And so what are some of those ethics that you live by now?
That I live by? First of all, humility, because I'm still struggling, still learning, still healing from a lot of trauma. But ultimately, like, kind of just resting in the fact that, like, I'm not in control of my life as much as it makes me feel comfortable, right? So humility, and also creativity. I've also embraced the fact that I am neurodivergent. And so a lot of my strengths are outside of the box. And so I'm just kind of like coming into accepting who I am, how I am, and not being so judgmental.
That's awesome.
Period.
Hey, there you go. And so how do you separate yourself from the sea of other, creatives, visionaries,
I don't.
Yeah?
I don't separate myself. I believe the Lord does that.
Okay.
Right? And I believe that as long as I continue to uplift him, draw attention to him and get my answers and instructions from him, that he will cause my light to shine. Like, I literally am here by accident, like on this camera. So
Nah, everything happens for you. Yeah, you're definitely here for a reason. So tell me, what are some of those those outlets that you have now, that you mentioned off camera to me?
Outlets, like creative outlets.
How do you express yourself?
Okay, lots of things.
Everything you do, I want to hear it.
It really depends on the season, which medium kind of arises in that time in my life. But I am an entrepreneur. So that means that I do own a business. I own and run God Factor Consulting, LLC. And so that's been a really interesting expression of my creativity, because it also requires me to use my administrative brain as well. But I get to help organizations and individuals unlock their creativity. My professional experience is actually in government and administration. I know I don't look like it, but wow. I worked in politics and government for about 11 years.
Wow.
I know, right?
That's almost as long as I've been alive, damn near. I'm only 20.
Right?
So.
Oh, man. If only. I'm almost 30.
What? Nah, you're young. You're young too.
Yeah. Black don't crack.
I'm just a baby.
But I also write poetry. So I brought one of my books here. So this is actually my first chapbook that I wrote. And a chapbook, for those who are new to poetry, is just a short book of poems, 15 poems. And I wrote it a year ago for National Poetry Month.
That's what I'm working on myself right now. Maybe a little bit more than 15, I don't know, but definitely something.
So we'll talk afterwards.
Most definitely. I think I want to be a little bigger, but yeah.
Yeah, cool. It is National Poetry Month, April. So you're right on schedule.
Wow.
Yeah. But I was also inspired after this book, because people were reading it and they were like, bro, what does this mean? Like, what was the inspiration? And there's one piece in here called Don't Cry for Free. And I actually developed a workbook which has reflections, some creative activations, and other things to help folks.
That's awesome. The fact, like me, I want to be able to have that. But with this, I want to be able to get up on stage and talk to people about it and really pick their brain in real time. I wouldn't have even thought to actually make a workbook as a guideline. That's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to God, right?
So you already separating yourself. There is no competition to you already. I can see that. So that's awesome.
Thank you,
So
Lord.
How do you make a difference in the scene of Houston? How have you really noticed your impact?
Okay. Where do I start? I've worked in like politics and government. So I've worked in the nonprofit space, organizing around different campaigns, especially during the census time. I worked with several nonprofits. I won't mention them, but I also graduated to working in the county for early childhood initiatives. And so that was my focus for a while. I'm always organizing, whether I'm like on a campaign or working for an elected official or not. I find myself connecting people for a cause and activating people to impact each other and also those that are experiencing intersecting oppressions. So as far as measurably, I started a group called Spitfire at my church, where it's youth and young adults who are new to poetry or want to write poetry. And it's a ministry that is growing at the church.
What church is it, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I go to Christ Ignite International Ministries, Lighthouse, period, in A-Leaf, SWAT, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. I like that. And so I might actually we might have to pull up to that, do a CCGO on the go.
Come through.
Okay.
Period.
Cool.
We're also, shameless plug, hosting a prayer summit on June 1st. And I'm also in a play in June 23rd, not hosted by my church, but another Christian organization. It's going to be dope.
Wow,
not just for Christians.
You got motion then.
I'll be working.
I say you got motion. That's a definite. And so how are you able to really like flip challenges into victories for yourself? What have you done personally?
Yeah, I actually have a formula that God gave me, and I'm developing a course which will be out soon, but it's called Don't Cry for Free, the Pain to Profit model. I want to pull it up, but the formula goes like this. Whatever your pain point is, which is a trauma, a fear, whatever hurts you the most, you add that to your gift or your talent, and that equals your business concept. So let's practice, right?
Oh, okay.
When I wrote this book, I was actually going through a breakup, right? And I was like, Lord, I'm in pain. And he was like, don't cry for free. I said, what you mean, dog? And what I heard was, write about it. And so that turned into, and then I actually got an email from a company that publishes, and they were doing a challenge for 30 days. They give you 30 prompts. If you finish the book in 30 days, we'll publish it for you for free. And so I just was like, what the heck? Let me write some poems. And I did it, and it turned into a product, right? Which turned into another product, which now has turned into a business.
That's awesome. Right? So I can resonate with you. A few of the poems I've done, I was spoken to while writing them. So yeah, I can feel you on that.
Yeah. And I've learned that even with working with companies and businesses, right? Our pain points, businesses have pain points.
They do.
Right? And so whatever those pain points are, plus their talent or their gift, which is usually their people, right, is their innovation formula. So
I love that. I needed this conversation because you put it into words better than I can. But my whole thing is I want to be able to inspire people to use that pain to grow, and you have it work with them and for them. Yeah.
If you're going to cry, you might as well get paid for it.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, why not? I mean, if everyone's going to be so money driven, I mean, you could do it passively. You don't got to be, an asshole or a big, cutthroat ass industry. You just do you, have fun with it, and money's going to come. Money always is going to come. Don't worry about that.
Amen.
But so tell me, do you have a story where you really changed somebody else's game through your books and through what you do?
I hope so.
Tell me about it.
I think one of the most impactful experiences I've had has been in my coaching sessions, because I'm a creative coach as well. And so I'll have people come to me and we'll have sessions. They're like, I'm tired of working 9 to 5. I don't know what the freak to do, but I know I'm tired of doing this. And so when we actually go through, the pain to profit model, and I get to know them, having those aha moments like, oh my gosh, I do have something, I can do this. Or people coming into awareness of who they are, their identity as entrepreneurs, and even uncovering and unlocking creativity that has been dormant because of the rat race called employment, right? So that has been probably the most impactful for me.
Wow. And so what's next for you?
Well, the play on June 23rd. So y'all come out. It's at the Match Theater, Matchbox number 4. And then the Prayer Summit on June 1st at Christ Ignite. But also apparently a fashion show, right?
Yeah. Check it out at the Remix.
Yeah.
So.
And then building my business. So I'm open to taking vision sessions. If you have an idea or you need an idea, you need that creativity unlocked, hit your girl up. And one of our consultants will help you out.
There you go. And so what are some of the landmark moments in your journey now?
Bruh, what? Moving to Houston. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri.
Wow.
So shout out to the Chief. You know what I'm saying? I moved here in 2019. I moved here, I got a prophetic word from the Lord, and I moved here 9 months after that word. I graduated college, and I'm the first in my family to leave and do something that crazy.
That's awesome. I'm trying to follow in those same footsteps right now. So
it's a lot, trust in God, be a lot sometime, but He's always faithful. So
that's real. And so you got any advice for anybody just starting out, such as like myself?
Don't be ashamed of who you are. You are unique. Your story is yours. And also don't let anyone put you in a box. And what you think is wrong with you is actually what will make you money.
I like that.
Yeah.
So what's the dream vision for you?
For my company to be $1 billion company in 5 years. I would like to be a thought leader on all things creativity. And I eventually want to give birth to a nonprofit that creates like a school of creativity. I'm still thinking through it, but for folks and young people that are neurodivergent.
Sounds like we definitely got to do some talking then.
Yeah, whether it's ADHD or autism or people that don't fit into the mold of society.
Because trust me, they do. They're the special ones.
For sure.
I feel it. So where can everybody at home get in touch with you?
Yes, so you can follow me on Instagram at THE_Deborah, DEBORAH, Esther, ESTHER. And I would say that's probably like the best landing spot right now. Everything else is linked there.
Okay. So. Awesome. Well, cultivators, it's been great cutting up with Deborah here.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.